to our next segment.
If you believe Future Looks Bright, get your latest Future Looks.
Okay, this is our second segment. This is Pateick Bet David. Bet David. He's an Iranian who was born in Iran and he immigrated to the United States. He's very successful. He said he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. This is what he does on YouTube. He sells fucking hat. This is what he does. It shows you these people have no credibility, man. He's making hundreds of millions of dollars. And look what he's saying first.
All the craziness taking place, I believe Future Looks Bright.
He said, all the craziness that's taking place, I believe the future looks bright. Only if what?
Only Future Looks Bright. Get your latest Future Looks
Only
Bright.
if you buy those fucking hats.
It says Future Looks Bright here. Future Looks Bright here. We got them in white.
All right, got
we
red,
got them in
blue,
black.
red color,
we got them in red or black.
This man is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, man. I can't believe it. But this is not the issue here. The issue here, he's talking about Islam in a bad way. He talk about Islam in a bad way. We're going to show you the video, and we have to show you the video. And then we're going to see what's going on over here. All right? Let him finish selling his hat.
Come Black sold out. These are about to sell out. If you haven't ordered one yet, we had a person in Michigan. Bought one, then he bought three. Then when those three people were in the office, they had to order 58 of them because people wanted the Future Looks Bright hat, especially during times like this, because ain't nobody saying Future Looks Bright. Go
fuck yourself. Because the times are so bad. Times are so bad that for the future to look bright, you have to buy one of his fucking hats. Now let's go to see what he said about Islam, which I think is a disrespectful way to talk about Islam. And he knows about Islam. He was born in Iran. He left Iran when he was 10 years old, and he came to the United States, and he's setting himself up for a good future, I think. He wants to be a politician, whatever the fuck he wants to be. And I really don't give a damn. But let's see. Let's share a video of what he said. He was on a podcast with a feminist woman, and he took the opportunity to talk about Muslims and Islam. She was asking him about Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate just became a Muslim, and his take, it didn't sound kosher, man. It just wasn't there. I was trying to help, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me get the video. Let me get the video, Alex. Na'matullah, ya stupid ass. Talk about Muslims like that, you shameful piece of shit. Okay, I gotta make sure you have the sound. Last time I did this. Okay, all right. Okay, we got him. We got that. Okay, we ready to share? Okay, I got it. Okay, he's on a feminist show, and they're asking him about about Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate just became a Muslim. He's very man-like, and this guy, I'm going to be honest with you. In the United States, when men become really filthy rich, they become cocks. You know what cockhold is? Cockhold is a guy who doesn't care about his wife. She have a good time. He doesn't care. And listen to the video if you don't agree with me. Let's listen to this piece of shit. I'm going to stop it just to go over it. Ready?
Right.
Who wouldn't want that? Tell me what parent doesn't want their kids to be that close with each other. But there's one thing. Here's the one thing. When I was talking to him and he was given a lot of his philosophies, I've hung out with a lot of...
Okay, he's talking about Andrew Tate. I'm going to show you a video from Andrew Tate, and I want to show you the difference between when men are men and when fucking cocks are cock. Pateick David is a cockhole. I'm willing to bet anything on it.
Christian man, and I've hung out with a lot of Muslims in my lifetime. It seemed like both of those, religions had an influence over him, both of them, where you feel a little bit of the Christian religion have an influence over him, but also the Muslim. In the Muslim religion, as much as, people in America want to make it's a very peaceful thing. You've heard Bill Maher say.
So he sees Muslim as a terrorist religion, and he's going to quote Bill Maher, who's another piece of shit who hates Islam and Muslims. And he wants to create this environment or this scenario that Islam is a very dangerous religion, and they try to make it sound like it's peaceful in America, forgetting there are 1.5 billion Muslims in the world. If these were all terrorists, you'll all be in trouble. Okay.
Say this before, what Bill says, most Muslims are not terrorists. But Bill Maher also says, but most terrorists are Muslims, right? So.
Okay, let's talk about terrorism. In 2003, George Bush declared war on Iraq under the pretext that they were weapons of mass destruction. Now he's a guy who's religious. He believed in Jesus. He's a Christian. So he declared and bombed the whole country of 25 million people, killed about 1 million Iraqis. Isn't that terrorism? I mean, why isn't that terrorism? I mean, who's the biggest terrorist here? Some asshole who blows himself up in a fucking Muslim market. They even killing a Muslim. They're not killing. Oh, George W. Bush, who's a fucking war criminal, who declared war on Iraq under the pretense of weapon mass destruction and killed about 600,000 to 1 million Iraqis. And his father before that, from 1992 to 2003, he had a sanctions and embargo in Iraq that, according to the United Nations, 600,000 Iraqi children died because of lack of medication and food. So isn't that terrorism? What is it? Isn't that terrorism? That's the real terror, David. Not some asshole who blew himself up or put a bomb inside his asshole.
When you read that, like, oh, wait a minute, you can't say that. Well, he's not wrong, right? When you have this kind of a conversation, there's a part of him where I think the way the Muslim community looks at women, it is very submissive. It is very, I get to do this and you can't. It is very, I can have multiple wives. You can't have multiple husbands.
Okay, are you listening to this piece of shit? He's saying that Islam allows you to have 4 wives, but doesn't allow women to have 4 husbands. I think he wants his wife to have 4 husbands. David, if your wife is pretty, and I'm sure you have good taste because you have money, I'm willing to marry your wife and we'll both share. How about that? Can we share? Since you want that equal right for women to marry 2 husbands, you can listen to Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate has a beautiful take on that. This man said that Islam is very submissive to women. I'll be back to him. Hold on. This is what he wants Muslim women to look like. You see? Hold on. Okay. On the right, a Muslim woman on the beach, look fully dressed. They get to swim, have a good time. And this is Pateick David's wife and her fucking Bobby's sisters. That's what he wants. Is that equal right, David? If you want that for your sisters and your mother and your wife, that's your business. We have no issue with that. But we as Muslims do not want that for our wife and our children, my friend, or our daughters. This is not a problem. Let's listen first. Let's go back to the idiot before. We go, la, 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 la. Wait, I got to make sure I got to do this all over again. Hold on. Because last time I didn't have no sound. And I did a whole show for an hour and there was no sound. And I felt bad. So David, Pateick David here, he wants women to have husbands like Muslims. You should have 3 to 4. I guess that's what he's saying. And I made him an offer. I'm willing to share with him. I married his wife and we could become husbands if that's what I have to say that. Because I don't like when somebody attacks my religion and my faith under false pretext of fuckery because he wants to look good. He wants to sound good because the woman in front of it is a feminist. That's the whole idea right here. Let me pay back on you. Okay, here we go. Let him finish. I'm going to let this asshole finish before I go.
It is very, you can't get to sleep around, which, your body count. It is very.
So he's mad that Muslims say you can't go to sleep around. That's why you have HIV, you have sexual STD, you have sexual transmitted disease. When you have a relationship, a monogamous relationship, you're not supposed to sleep around. This is a commitment. When you get married, it's a contract between a husband and a wife. Or when you have a girlfriend, let's say in America, that's another commitment between a boy and a girl that they should be sincere to each other, not sleep around. If Pateick Bet David, this cockhole over here, has an issue that women are not allowed to sleep around, holy fucking shit. This is unbelievable, man. I can't believe this guy is saying that. I can't believe it.
You wait for one man. It is very much of that, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know who, but I think somebody of the Muslim descent, Muslim religion, had a big influence on this guy, Tate, both of them. Because you feel that. And it makes sense because in London, there's a big Muslim community. So whether there was a mentor or somebody, or maybe even his father,
Mind you, he grew up in Iran. Iran is all Muslim. this Pateick here, he was born in Iran and grew in Iran and decided to say, oh, we are oppressed, so he could get out of the country and become an American citizen. They all do that.
As that part, because the way you look at women when you're from that religion is a different way than the way you look at women when you're a different religion. It's just a...
Okay. Let's go to the videotape. Okay. You see it? This is on the right. This is how we Muslims see our women dressed, fully clothed, respectful. They don't have that fucking bullshit that he's doing. On the left, that's their religion. So the whole idea is you do you, we do us. There's no need for you to criticize us or make us sound like they are terrorists. They mostly are terrorists. They're killers. And they don't want their wives to sleep around. And they want to marry more women, but their wives can't have more husbands. So I say, Pateick, I'm available, man. I'm really, really available. You got money, maybe I just, I will never leave her. You understand? Let's remove that and let's go back to the piece of shit that he is talking about. That's what he wants for women. That's what he wants. That's what he sees as a fair assessment of women. You understand? So when you compare this asshole, I'm going to show you the video of Andrew Tate, and you'll